tense, China to fire DF-17 hypersonic missile into Taiwan airspace during war drills. Taiwan believes strengthening defenses is the only choice, not going to war with China. Her most recent offer was once more rejected by China, who claimed the island was an integral part of its sovereignty.
China's military
you would expect something to have happened by then. Now, China's military, I think, probably could take Taiwan now one way or the other if all things went well. They certainly are greater numerically than the United States in the region and getting more so every day. But the Chinese don't want to fight a war over Taiwan, because they know how absolutely disastrous that could be on many levels, quite apart from more losing it or struggling to win as has happened in Ukraine. There's many ways to skin the cat. You can have a blockade. You can just create pressure on Taiwan to negotiate and agree in principle, as it were, on unification of some kind. But, China's given up on seducing Taiwan. People in Taiwan are not interested in being ruled by Beijing. So it's very hard to see a happy ending here.
Yes, because you sort of allude to Ukraine. That's one thing, taking, which might be difficult. It's another thing altogether, holding, which, if the populace is as determined as their recent levels show, would be very difficult and problematic. Just finally, there was this vision of Hu Jintao being escorted during this third term, the confirmation of the third term. I guess there's a symbolism there, and you alluded to before who's next? Is Li Chang the next, theoretically, that would take over from President Xi, given he was second in line, walking into the hall behind him, or is that just so far off it's a question that's not really worth trying to answer right now?
Well, I think it's absolutely a question worth asking, because China had basically solved the succession issue, which was very difficult. Few authoritarian countries managed to do it, but they did it. Now, Xi has thrown that solution out the window with the end of term limits. So if he were to, he's 69, he used to be a smoker, he's a little bit overweight, anything could happen. And if he did happen to pass away suddenly or become incapacitated, it's not clear who would take over. In theory, it's the number two person, Li Chang, but according to the party rules, he doesn't get it automatically. And so I think it's a big problem, succession, potentially, if there's infighting and there's a split at the top, and that's what the party really fears.
Yes, and that it seems a long way off now. As you say, you never know what might happen, not just his health, but obviously economic situation as well. Richard McGregor, great to get your thoughts today. Thank you.
Because it is democratically run, Taiwan wishes to remain independent, but China has promised to reclaim the island, using force if necessary. Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen stated on Monday that war between Taiwan and China is absolutely not an option. She also reaffirmed her desire to hold talks with Beijing and promised to strengthen the island's defenses. Taiwan is a part of China, has no president, and is not an independent nation, according to Mao Ning, a spokeswoman for the Chinese Foreign Ministry, who was speaking in Beijing. Less than a week will pass before the start of the Communist Party of China's Congress in Beijing, where President Xi Jinping is generally anticipated to win an unprecedented third five-year term. The gradual post-pandemic restoration of healthy and peaceful people-to-people contacts across the strait, Tsai remarked, will help reduce tensions, to applause. For Taiwan to be able to pose a more effective deterrence against China, which is stepping up an aggressive military modernization program, Tsai has made bolstering Taiwan's defenses a cornerstone of her government. Taiwan is aiming to acquire compact, highly mobile weaponry to ensure that Taiwan is fully equipped to respond to foreign military threats, she added. Taiwan is also pursuing mass manufacturing of precision missiles and high-performance Navy boats. I want to especially stress one point to my fellow countrymen and the global world: and that is that Taiwan's concentration on the semiconductor industry does not pose a problem. So many videos from 22 News. Hopefully it's useful, and don't forget to press the subscribe button so that this channel is more developed and useful. Thank you.